Hello friends, this is Dr. Ravi Sani. Our today's discussion is about sampling techniques. Now, what is sampling? In medical studies, the sampling data are collected from a population or universe sufficiently large and representative of the population under study, chosen by a standard sampling technique. So, for doing research study, generally we do have a sample from the population. This sample represents the whole population. All the characteristics of population are included in the sample, and this sample is large enough to be included in research study which represent the population by appropriate sampling techniques. Now, what are the objectives of sampling? The two main objectives of sampling are: first one is the parameters and second one is the hypothesis. So estimation of population parameters like mean, proportion, etc. are the first objective. In case of hypothesis, to test the hypothesis about the population from which the samples are drawn. So these are the two objectives of sampling. Now, sampling characteristics. The two main characteristics of sampling are precision and unbiased character. Precision means the sample which we are having for study purpose, it should represent that whole population. All the characteristics of the population should be included in that sample. And the second one is the unbiased character. So the sample which we are having for study purpose, it should be unbiased in nature. There should not be any biasness by taking or by choosing those samples. Now, sampling techniques. The first one is the simple random sampling. The method is applicable when population is small, homogeneous and readily available, such as patients coming to hospital or lying in the wards. Every unit of the population has an equal chance of being selected. Hence, this method is also sometimes called unrestricted random sampling. Means if population is small and homogeneous in nature, like all the subjects or all the persons which are in population are approximately have a homogeneous uh, characteristics, or like just like in a specific ward, most of the patients are in a similar stages of disease. So in these cases there is a homogeneity. So every unit of the population has an equal chance of being selected. That's why it is also called unrestricted random sampling. Now, the second one is a systematic sampling. This method popularly used in those cases when a complete list of population from which sample is to be drawn is available. It is more often applied to field studies when the population is large, scattered, and not homogeneous. Systematic procedure is followed to choose a sample by taking every kth house or patient, where k refers to the sample interval which is calculated by the formula. So this method is used in those conditions where population where population the list of complete population is available, but that population is very large and scattered and not in a homogeneous nature. So by the help of formula like here, if we will divide total population by the sample size desired, then every kth house or patient we will took for our sample. So this is called systematic sampling. The next one is the stratified sampling. This method is followed when the population is not homogeneous. The population under study is first divided into homogeneous groups or classes called strata, and the sample is drawn from each stratum at random in proportion to its size. So in case of stratified sampling, it is applied in those cases where the population is not homogeneous. So first we divide population into various stratas or classes, which those strata or classes are homogeneous in nature. So in these strata or classes we took sample because they are homogeneous in nature according to its size. So we are having sampling by different stratas. So this is called stratified sampling. The next one is a multi-stage sampling. As the name implies, this method refers to the sampling procedure carried out several stages using random sampling techniques. This is employed in large country surveys. In the first stage, random numbers of districts are chosen in all the states, followed by random number of talukas, village and units respectively. Example, for hookworm survey in a district, chosen 10% of villages in talukas and then examine stools of all persons in every 10th house. So multi-stage sampling, we are having a sample in multi-stages. The first, we like in case of large country surveys, first we divide states in random number of districts, and then random number of districts are further divided into talukas and village and units. Then from every village and talukas we take every kth house for sampling. So in multi-stage sampling, we do sampling in multi stages.